2015 online intake application. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Debra. I'm in the call center. I'm a fixture. I'm ancient. Been in WIC 20 plus years. Next slide.
What's wrong with it?
Because Julie knows.
Put it in the slideshow.
Down to the bottom.
The slideshow?
No.
Pull
Down
it
to
up.
the bottom.
Ah,
Right
okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
See the little... Hold on, everybody. See the little...
Right here?
Okay. Greenville should be connected.
Because we're adjusting how
Okay.
large.
Sorry, y'all. That ain't it.
Right here, baby. Slide this little thing.
Well, let me get this off.
Slide,
Y'all know I shouldn't be doing anything dealing with the IT equipment.
slide it. You know, so that'll go down some.
Which way you want me to slide it?
Okay, there you go.
There we go. This will be interesting.
Technical difficulty. I'm going to read this one because I want to tell you why I chose it. Good to great. The test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposed ideas in the mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. James Jim Collins. And the reason I chose that is because that's how WIC is. If you're going to work in WIC, you've got to be able to be versatile because WIC is ever evolving, ever changing. If you don't have the ability to change without getting frustrated, then WIC really isn't a job for you because out of 20-some years, you go to a meeting, they give it to you one way. Before you get back to the office, it's totally different. So you got to be able to flip at the drop of a hat.
Shut that down.
Okay, with someone in Carrollton, well, Carrollton's not.
Oh, they're not on
They're not on.
no Griffin.
With someone in Spalding, please read the WIC mission statement.
Oh,
Carrollton's on?
Yeah.
Okay. With someone in Carrollton, please read the WIC mission statement.
Good morning. This is Lisa. To safeguard the health of low-income women, infants, and children up to age 5 who are at nutrition risk by providing nutritious foods to supplement diets, information on healthy eating, and referrals to health care.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When you see if Troop's on, I can't tell from there.
Okay.
One question, is Troop on? We're trying to get everybody hooked up. Is Troop on? No.
What
No.
about Greenville?
Okay.
Ask about Greenville.
She didn't ask me about that.
Okay, objective. With someone in Henry, please read the objective.
To learn the process for online intake application for WIC service for staff to have a better understanding of the process, review why using this process as an outreach tool helps the future of our accessibility to the clients and increase our clientele.
Thank you. Now, on this slide, we're going to learn about the procedures and what we do to the whole process for online intake. It says online intake website should be checked periodically through the day. The website, enlarge it so they can see it. The website,
This one?
right there.
You can just hit the plus button.
Yeah. The website has a user ID and password that is assigned to the call center by the state. So everybody can't go in and just access this website. But that's the first process. We go into this website. Next slide. Slide over to your left.
This way?
The
big one? Oh, a little bit. Maybe you ought to come in and do that.
Hold on, I have Susan. Okay, once you log in, this is the first screen that pops up. It's the online intake search criteria. And what we do then, instead of doing city or name or WIC type, we go under county. And once you go under county, it's going to drop down all the counties that's in District 4. And you choose a county. Once you choose a county, slide over to the other side. Once you choose a county, it's going to show you if there's anyone in that county that has applied. And as you can see, can you enlarge it some? Mm-hmm. As you can see, once you hit, say, Henry County, I have 3 names that have applied for WIC online. Once you get those 3 names, you're going to go through this process one name at a time.
Okay, wait a minute. Erica's telling us what to do. Erica, put it on the slideshow, the bottom at 142%?
Oh, you really reading?
Well, I don't know.
The little button right now. You see the 3 buttons at the bottom?
Yes.
By the percentage?
Yes.
The one to the left of it.
All right. What does that do? Now you can see all of it? Is that all you're saying? Well, they were just trying to make it where it would be bigger and you could see it, because you can't see it like that. Can y'all see that?
No.
Yeah, that's why they were doing it the other way.
Oh, okay.
So they could blow it up. Okay, sorry. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, next slide. Well, as you can see, I'll talk about this. It says Henry, slide over. It says Henry County. It has the person's name, their street number, when they completed the application, and clinic completed, no. So I would click on the name Carmen Hernandez. Next slide. You could just hit that button right there for next.
I can't do it like. What button?
Just hit the tab over. Julie was our
Yeah. Me and Julie had it down pat, and she's doing something else right now.
Let me go see
This button.
Excuse me.
No, I can't do it.
If you hit this one, it takes to the next one. Okay, the intake application process. The call center clerk, once you click on that application, which I will show you later on what the application looks like, you'll save the file as a PDF file, and how you'll save it, it'll be whatever the client's name is, .pdf. And we save it to a folder on our desktop labeled intake application, and we always print it out for audit purposes. On the application past the save button, you also have to look to see if other family members have been listed and the questionnaire filled out. If other family members have been listed, then you're going to click on their names and you're going to do the same process. You're going to print it out. If no questionnaire is filled out, you're going to note that in the alert. And I'll show you that on the next slide. Now, the disadvantage to going ahead and making, like, the process that you do is once you click over, you go into whatever county it is, and always check to see if that person is already on file in that county. If they're not, the reason I don't go ahead and create a file from that person's name, because a lot of times clients will say Henry County, and then when you call them on the phone and you start talking to them, they actually want to be in another county, and you've done all that work putting them in Henry, and they want to be in Lamar. So that's why we just create it and put it in an intake application file for later use. Next slide. Okay, this is what the application actually looks like. And if you can see right there where the error is, when I said you check to see if other applicants, have they filled out the questionnaire for them? If you see the error, this particular person, she filled out one for herself, but she also has 2 children, and she's pregnant. But that's what an application looks like. Now, sometimes the only part of the application that you get is that first section down to save. They don't fill out the questionnaire. So when you pull up, say, the person, and we've got online intake application, and you look at it, then all you have is the top half because the questionnaire was not filled out. Next. Okay. The clerk will call the applicant and schedule an appointment within 24 hours, and that's the state guidelines, 24 hours. But you do know if you get the application on a Friday, you won't be able to call them until Monday morning, but you have to contact them within 24 hours. You schedule all the applicants listed that's eligible. You make an appointment form. What we do is once we print out that application, you're going to make 3 attempts to contact that applicant. Each time that you attempt to contact them, if you don't get a response, you're going to date an initial on the application. Say, for instance, April the 13th at 8:23, I called Julie Bates, and there was no answer. So I'll put the date, the time, and my initials. Now, after I do that 3 times, I might do it today, tomorrow, or it might be day after, depends on, the timeline. But after that 3rd time, I will look to see if they have an email address on their application. If they don't have an email address, then we send out a no contact letter, which I will show you what that looks like in the next slide. All dropped applications, which we call the no contact applications, we have to file in a black box in the call center and report it to the supervisor. But if you send them a letter or email, you have to print that out and attach it to the application when you file. Now, a drop applicant is a person who's been contacted 3 times and a letter has been sent. Does anyone have any questions so far? Am I going too fast? Okay, we will proceed. This is a copy of a no contact letter that we created, and it simply says the date, who you're sending it to. Dear Ms. Bates, thank you for submitting an application with District 4 Public Health WIC Services. We have attempted to contact you 3 times to schedule an appointment. If you would like further information or to make an appointment for WIC, please contact Debra. Our number here at the office, sincerely, and on down in the letter, it does have my name, my title, and WIC Call Center. So that's the letter that we sent out to the client, and we stapled to the back of the application. Okay, scheduling. Okay, say for instance, you got them the first time. Okay, once the client is scheduled, then you're going to attach that saved PDF file to the client's records, which is in patient's registry. And you're going to do it as date, intake application. And I do have a screen to show you where all that is. Make sure you put an alert in the traffic light. That's what the call center does to let the clinic know that an intake application is attached. Once we do all of that, then the printed copy is filed in the call center in our little black box under the appropriate county that the appointment was made. And if you make that appointment, then you write, say you get them the first phone call, you go ahead just like you would if they didn't answer. You'd write down April the 13th, appointment date, April 23rd. Next. Okay, this is where I was saying you would go. On the patient registry, there's imported docs, which you all probably are familiar with because having to scan the ID and all of that. So imported docs, and then once you get to imported docs, slide over a little, Julie, the other one. You go to import, and it's going to pop up, and that's where you put the date, and all you have to put is online intake application. That way, when you all go in, you'll know it's application there. And I pointed to the traffic light because this is the first box that pops up. And once you see this box, you'll know that there's an application online. Next. And that's called the traffic light. And in that alert, the call center is going to either put intake application attached, or we may have intake application attached, no questionnaire. And there's an example of what it will look like. And clerks, this is very important. If the nutrition education questionnaire is attached, you are supposed to print it out so the client will not have to fill it out again. And this not only saves them, but it saves you having to hand them another nutrition application when they've already filled out one online. Next. Okay. The call center clerk, once the application has been attached to the register, everything has been done, then we go back and we click that yes box that says, does the clinic successfully print out this participant's information? And because we are considered as the clinic, we answer yes because we printed it out. We attached it to the patient's registry. And then you click the save button. And once you put in yes and you click that save button, it goes away. And once you come out of that county, it goes completely from up under that county. So you have to be very sure that you've done all the steps, did everything you need to do before you click yes. Because if you click yes and you haven't printed out that application, it's gone. It disappears from the system altogether. Okay, next. Okay, the traffic light. The traffic light is the call center's life preserver. Consider the call center as out in the middle of the ocean on a ship. And if we fall overboard, then that traffic light is our life preserver. And the reason we call it that, it's important to put any alerts here because it is the first screen that pops up. We get all kinds of phone calls. Phone calls where, did you call us? And the clinic will have called. It could have been a nutritionist. It could have been a clerk. But we can't answer them. So that makes us a little crazy because we don't know what's going on. So if you would please, 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 in that little traffic light, it won't take but a few minutes, put receive records, prescription received. We rescheduled this appointment because we're closed for a meeting, or we're changing this appointment because we don't have enough nutritionists today. Then that will save us from calling you all in the middle of a clinic, you having to stop, go look for a prescription, you having to stop and just interrupt you, period. And also, and I know anyone who's ever pulled up anything, I am the traffic light queen. If it's anything going on, Miss Debra gonna put it in the traffic light. Whether it's they late, traffic, wreck on the road, I'm gonna let you know what's going on and why I did what I did. So if you all would reciprocate, do the same for us, it would really help a lot. It's fine that when you call, they call us back, but if we can just pull up something and say, oh, yes, ma'am, they call you because they're going to be closed and they're rescheduling this appointment, or they call you because of da-da-da-da-da. And those are some examples I put in the traffic light. Receive prescription, 4/3/2015. I have to give my hats off to Miss Geneva because she relentlessly let me know if a prescription has been received. She lets me know whether it's good, whether it's bad, and that really helps because the clients do call. The doctor just faxed the prescription. Did we get it? Another example, left message, appointment changed to whatever. Call the client, but no voicemail. That's the other thing. When they call and say, well, I didn't get the message, well, I can say, well, ma'am, they call you, but you didn't have a voicemail, or they call you and your number has been changed. So then that way, believe it or not, the ladies in the call center won't get cussed out. I'll just give it to you straight. We won't get cussed out because you would be surprised how we have to smooth over everything before it actually gets to the clinic. And I'm sure they come in and they accuse us of doing this, this, and this. So we need to just make sure we defend each other. Okay. Thus far, do we have any questions?
I do. I'm Michelle from Fayette.
Yes, ma'am.
If we put it in a progress note, can we just put an alert, put C progress note? Would that be fine?
It would, but it would be quicker because when we are swamped, back-to-back calls, that means we got to leave. If I pull up a patient, that first screen pops up is the traffic light, then I don't have to go any further. I can say, okay, ma'am, it's there, blah, 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 blah. But then if you put it in the progress notes, then I got to come out, go to the progress notes, and I've got 20 people in the queue.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, this is Caroline. I just wanted to there's certain things that should go in progress notes and that shouldn't go in alerts. So it just kind of depends on what the note is that you want to leave. Just because you don't want to give a full detail of someone, if an incident happened, you don't want to necessarily put it in alert. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that certain things should go in progress notes and certain things should go in the alerts.
Well, I would think the alert, what Deborah's talking to, is anything that's in reference to the appointment.
Yes.
Like
I said, prescription received, changed appointment date. You know, those kind of things, not the detailed things that the nutritionists have to put in progress notes, but things that will help when the client calls in. They've got, oh, yes, ma'am, they have the prescription. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. They tried to call you to reschedule your appointment, but you don't have a voicemail, or you gave them the wrong phone number. Those kind of things are the things that we have to answer.
And sometimes we have some upset clients that say, I'm just going to walk in. We do put that. Client upset is walking in. After that, that's up to the clinic what they do with that.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Now we will go to questions. Okay, question number 1. I would like for Upson to answer.
Okay, the question is, how often is the online intake website checked? And it's checked throughout the day.
Okay, thank you. It's checked daily because sometimes you go in, there's nothing. Sometimes you go in, you've got 15. So we have to check it on a daily basis. Okay, question number 2 is for Carrollton. Are you there, Carrollton?
We're here.
Could you read the question and answer it, please?
Where on the online intake search screen do you find the applicants, and what do you name the file? on the website?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you would search them under the county,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you would name their name.
Okay, that's correct. You would find this on the online intake search screen, and it's under the county. Now, as I showed you, it's got city and all that, but it's easier to go in under the county, and the file would be whatever that person's name is. Thank you. Next question I would like for Meriwether County to answer.
That may not be on.
They're not on.
They're not on.
They're not on yet. Okay. Villarica, could you answer question 3?
Yes, ma'am. Calls must be returned within what time frame? 24 hours.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. You missed the question. It's 4. And then 4 on that.
Yep.
Go back. You went too far. Go back. Okay, it's one more question.
Pull it down.
Pull it down. Okay, Spalding. What is the call center life preserver and why?
So the call center life preserver is a traffic light, and it's because it's the form of communication that we have one another clinic with the call center.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, this question is for Fayette. Fayette County, could you read and answer, please?
Where and how is an application saved? It's saved onto the file. Where? It's saved under the imported. Once you go into the central registry and you hit import and the scan, it's saved under there and you print it out. And you'll save it as a PDF file with the client's name.pdf on the desktop labeled intake application.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next question. Butts, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you answer that one for me?
What it
Is she okay? You okay, Rebecca? We'll go to the next person. Just who you got next?
Okay, Troop?
They're not on.
They're not on.
Do Kawita.
Kawita, could you answer that one for me, please?
Which one was that?
Number 2.
Number 2.
What is an alert? Anything pertaining to a client's appointment?
Okay. Where?
Oh, the traffic light.
Okay. Thank you. All right, the next one is Troop on? Troop on. Okay, Pike, are you on?
I'm here.
Okay,
Why should the questionnaire be printed? Because the client's already filled it out and it saves you time and they don't have to fill out another one.
All right, thank you. Ben, I'm going to jump back over to you. Next question.
The applications are filed by different clinics,
in the black box. And why?
For auditing purposes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, let's see, who has not answered a question?
Well, Meriwether and True, but that's
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go back to Fed again. Fed, could you answer that question?
They just answered it.
Yeah. Well, Carrollton.
Yeah, Carol.
Carrollton. Fed, I'll skip you.
Okay. Y'all done such a great job.
Thank you. How many times do you try to contact an online applicant? They're contacted 3 times and then a letter is sent.
Okay. Coweta, number 2.
How is it documented and where?
Oh, I didn't call you.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I did.
You document it on the application. You initial when you called, and then the 3rd time you send them a letter. Yeah.
That's right. Okay,
Well,
I don't know who's
you
talking,
document
but
on the-
speak louder. We can't hear you.
You document on the application form when you called them and you initial and date it, and you do that 3 times, and then once you've done that, you either send them an email or you send them a letter.
Okay. Oh, you're answering the other question too.
No, sorry.
Thank you. It's documented on the application, date and initial. Thank you. Number 3, Henry.
Miss Debra?
Yes.
This is Cynthia. I'm finally on.
Oh, okay, Miss Cynthia.
What is the question?
Well, it was question number 3, but did you get to hear any of the presentations?
Bits of it.
Okay, can you answer number 3?
It says if you are unsuccessful in contacting the applicant, what do you do? The normal way that we contact clients, if we can't email them or call them, we would finally send a mail out to them, I would assume.
Okay, all right. Spalding, she answered it, but would you go ahead and answer that one for me? Oh, I'm sorry, Henry. Are you there, Henry?
You sent out a letter.
And? The total steps. What do? You just send out a letter and that's it? Anything else?
File it in the box.
You file it in the black box and the call center notifies the manager.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Okay. One more question. Anybody can answer this. What is a dropped applicant?
A dropped applicant is someone that you've tried to contact 3 times and also have sent the letter to them and have not gotten a response from them.
Okay. Thank you.
Y'all just been the bomb today.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. The final good to great quote is, you can accomplish anything in life provided that you do not mind who gets the credit. Harry S. Truman. And this is a quote from the Good to Great book. I chose this quote because it reminded me of what Casey kind of told us. As WIC, we're 14 counties, but we're a family. We cannot sit around and worry about, well, it was my idea, who got the credit. If we're going to move forward, work as a team, it's a team effort, And whether I get the credit or not, it doesn't really matter as long as the job gets done. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you for attending this Training Tuesday. Please, ma'ams and sirs, don't forget to do your Survey Monkey and your sign-in sheets. Once again, do you all have any questions?
I don't want to leave yet.
Don't leave yet.
About the sign-in sheet, guys, I want those turned in. So the managers out there listening, I want them turned in to Julie by the end of today. Do not leave until the sign-in sheets are turned into Julie by the end of today. Everybody got that? So I don't know if y'all have one person in charge of doing it and you send it around or how you do it, but I need those turned in today. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
You have time to go now before clinic starts and do your Survey Monkey. So please get all that done before clients start coming in.
And thank you all, and everyone have a blessed day.